Hello, everybody. This is the 2021 declared candidate for governor of Virginia. My name is Merle Rutledge Jr. Whether you know me or not, I am the one running for governor. Now, today, I just got out the gym. And when I put up that message to say I'm pissed off, I went ahead and was doing an extra rep when one of my friends came through the door. And he tells me Amanda Chase thinks she did it by herself. She did 2A by herself. She got the gun control bills killed by herself. And I couldn't believe it at first. So he goes back out and he said, Merle Rutledge, did you hear me? She said she did this by herself. Not with the militias, not with the gun rights advocates, not with the grassroots, not with the soldiers on the ground, not with those who was at the Hampton City Council meeting, not with those at the Virginia Beach City Council meeting, not at Bedford, not at Charlottesville, not nowhere, not Danville, any place she could have went and decided not to be there. She was in the comfort zone of being at the Capitol in Richmond with the swamp, with the sex offender, with all of those who have been trampling on our rights since November. Now, let me be very, very clear about this opportunist named Amanda Chase. You did not do this by yourself. That's the most selfish thing I ever heard from Anderson and Associates, which is your lawyers or whatever that rep you, decided to put out there. That we only need to thank one person. Like the war is won. Like 2A is still not an issue here in Virginia. We have won the battle, but the war is still there. Don't forget it. Don't get complacent. Don't get into that procrastination state that they ain't going to try this again. They're waiting for the next election to see how that comes out, and then they're going to ram 2A down our throats if we let Democrats win. Something you should have mentioned throughout all of that pencil pushing talk. You forgot to thank the soldiers at those rallies. You forgot to thank the people who stood in line for hours waiting to speak and tell their local government that you ain't giving up shit. You forgot to thank those who are out there doing muster calls and signing up to be in those militias because they know what's coming. They are there to defend themselves and their family and their country from all enemies, foreign or domestic, which includes Governor Northam and includes Bloomberg, who decided to open up 6 shops, killing shops, gun-taking shops all across Virginia, trying to become president and load up the Democrats with as much money to push his agenda. You forgot to thank all of those across those 90% plus counties, towns, and cities that stood up against the governor of Virginia, Northam, and told him straight face to face that we are not going to comply. This is the most shameful promo. A politician forgot to thank the very people out there sweating, bleeding, those who have also died for this fight. A lot of people don't realize that people died and gave out their last measure of devotion to protect our constitutional rights, standing in line, getting sick, being up there speaking when they could barely talk. Those who are there for their families, who they want to make sure that they can protect by all means necessary. But you forgot to thank all of those people, all of those families affected, all the fear that has been caused throughout Virginia based off the fact that we have a tyrant in Richmond. And it seems like we got more corrupt officials than ever before. That's just going and being bought off by dirty money. in dirty politics. Some people claim not to be a politician. Some people claim. You're hearing it more and more. And the main one who has been saying it over and over again is Merle Rutledge. I'm not a politician. So I've seen a whole bunch of copycats, and you can't copy the real thing. You don't have it in your heart. You don't have it in your mind. Some people are there for the promo videos and the media just trying to get attention. How dare Amanda Chase and her reps say, hey, Amanda Chase just solved this all. Like 90% plus. Then stand up to the governor of Virginia and said whether the law passed or not, we are not going to comply, nor are we going to enforce our unconstitutional law. What about the sheriffs and the police officers? You forgot to thank them. That said, we are going to stand with the people which we protect and serve. How about the military and those veterans that was out there understanding what it takes to defend God, country, and the people in it? Regardless of who you are, they are there putting themselves on the line. How about those gun owners who go to a shop and see it get robbed and take action right then and there before the police get there to make sure a threat is no longer a threat? But you sit there and have your stupid lawyer go out there and tell everybody who's been in this fight, who has traveled them long miles from in and out of state. You forgot to thank those who came from North Carolina, South Carolina, the DMV, West Virginia, Tennessee, and all of those who came across the country to support and brotherhood and sisterhood of the men and women at arms and those patriots here in Virginia, who are the real people behind the reason why that bill got killed in the Senate. But all of a sudden, we got one politician, Amanda Chase, saying, I did this by myself. That's an insult. That's not leadership. That's a cowardly act to make an opportunity for self at the 2 ways back. But all of a sudden, now it seems like she's the hero when I've been seeing heroes since November. I've been seeing patriots since November. I've seen ordinary people get into this fight because they know it's the right thing to do. They didn't do it for self-promotion. They didn't do it for politics. They didn't do it for political party. They did it for country. Those are the ones that got that bill killed. It was their support and their tireless effort to be there and staying vigilant in the face of monsters and animals that continue to take over Richmond and swamp it out to the point that it can't even be seen anymore who is corrupt and who is not. But I'm going to say something that Amanda Chase did not say, that opportunists did not say. I think each and everybody, we the people, we being those who was out there in the cold on the dark days, didn't know whether it was going to pass from city, town, or county resolutions of 2A to show support for America, American values, American principles. That's what they was there for. And the right, the guaranteed right to defend themselves and to speak and act in peaceful protests against these animals. Those are the ones who need to be thanked. Those are the ones who really got the job done. Those are the ones who got a mission and completed it. You just so happen to take on the coattails of their hard work. And I'll be damned if they are forgotten while you claim to be the only one who decided to get 2A away from the governor's hands. Do you realize this war is not over? People, this war, this battle, this front by Democrats is not over. They just planning a different way to go about it. This election, 2020, Trump 2020, Republicans, Red Storm 2020, 2021 is the most important election of your lifetimes. Do not forget it. Do not get complacent. Do not think we have this battle won. Because what they're going to say is Democrats continue down a winning streak because of complacency of Republican Party leadership and those who think things ain't going to happen until it happens. All they're going to do is come back again. In this time frame, it ain't going to be enough rallies or militias or whatever out there unless it's civil war. That's what's on the line now. This fight ain't over because they decide to kill it this one time. They can bring it right back. That's why we fight back. That's why we continue to put the heat on. Because we are letting them know we ain't going nowhere. We know what you're capable of, and we decided to make sure we pay more attention and become more active to make sure y'all know to never do this again. And that means sending every one of them sons of bitches back home and voting them out of office. This is not the time to be thanking yourself. You don't see me doing a promotional video thanking myself for 2A. The reason is because it was more and more people out there than me. Way more. Those who was there when I couldn't be there. Those who was there when others couldn't be there. Those who stayed on the job and put it all on the line. Put the sacrifice in. To even have problems with their neighbors and friends just to show them this is more important than your feelings. Because my country is more important. Those are the ones you thank. Those are the ones you shake hands and say thank you for getting the job done. You don't thank yourself. That's just because those Democrats will soften up because of all the pressure. That's all you got was an advantage of the work that men and women across Virginia put in. So when you get up there on that stage at 2 o'clock to make whatever stupid announcement that you want to make sure you clean it up. Make sure you tell the people all across the Commonwealth of Virginia that I thank you for your service, Patriots, for putting me in that position to have the help and support I needed to convince dirty Democrats not to act. But don't think you did it by yourself. Don't put it out there that way. I'm trying to give you help. So Amanda Chase, get ready. You are going up against the toughest son of a bitch out there running for governor. And that's just a fact in the way it is. And when you talk about 2A, you better talk from it from the heart and the soul, not for political posturing and pandering for these damn animals that concocted and colluded to make this happen in Virginia. Nobody else is dividing Virginia except for Democrats, and that's what it is, period. And now they have crossed the line. So we can't just let them slide. We can't give up or take it easy on them. I want you to kick them while they are down. That means November. That means any election that takes place, we are kicking their asses out of Richmond. Now, you could be on the Merle Rutledge team or you could be on the opportunist team. There's only going to be one real candidate that's going to run and be strong enough to make it to a primary and kick that governor out of the mansion. Northam, the tyrant, the terrorist sympathizer, and the rest of them animals who have basically run amok in Richmond. And it ain't going to take another sheep out of Richmond that's been playing with the same damn government. It's going to take somebody outside the establishment who doesn't care about ruffling feathers or stepping on a few toes to make it happen. The fact is, nobody, I mean nobody, has the right to go after our guns, period. And that's the example I'm going to show. That's the leadership I'm going to show. And then also, I'm going to make sure the right to free speech is so protected to the point the governor and all them flunkies down that list know. We have a right to criticize our public officials. We have a right to tell you to go fuck yourself when we feel like it. That's because we from America. We not from no foreign ass country, and more of y'all should have stepped up on that. The second state of emergency to take away our guns for a peaceful rally, that was the firing of the first shot. And they gonna keep firing. This ain't over, people. Don't get complacent. Our time to do what's right for our country and for our children is now. This is the fight of our lifetime, not opportunists. This is Merle Rutledge, your Republican declared candidate running for the nomination of governor of Virginia. Not an opportunist, not a politician. I'm the no longer business as usual governor's candidate. And that's the bottom line because I said so.